All right, give me a minute. I got to get my tea ready. I'm coming up, so you better get this party started. All right. I got my honey tea with thyme, ginger, and a nighttime tea pack or tea bag in there. We'll let that cool off. Now, where were we? Sheriff Grady Judd. Well, I'll tell you, I'm really starting to like that sheriff. But he caught 16 of these sickos. Sickos, I say. Total sickos. Let's hear what old Sheriff Grady's got to say.
And then there's Richard Sizelove. I didn't make that name up.
Oh, wait, let's get to the beginning.
He looked at child porn and he knew he'd be there to arrest him. But now he's in jail. And our prayer is that we send him to the state prison to be an inmate where he once was a correction officer. He also...
he was a correction officer.
Sexually aroused anytime he looked at child porn. And then he felt bad afterwards. But he would still do it again and again and again. He's a nasty man.
He's a bad man, people. He's a bad man.
And then there's Richard Sizelove. I didn't make that name up. He was a park manager for Bullock RV Park. He's charged with 28 counts of child porn.
28 counts of
His
child
bond
porn.
was set at $290,000.
290,000 bail.
He's a Navy veteran.
Navy
He
vet.
said he's been viewing child porn over 20 years.
20 years. Child
And
porn.
the youngest child porn he's ever viewed were children that was as young as 6 months old.
6 months old. Child porn. These are.
Abused.
There goes his military
He said
pension.
what really sexually arouses him are the titles. Richard Sizewell. Then there's David Boyd, who's 52. He is a clerk for South Florida Gun and Pawn in Lakeland. He was charged with 516 counts of child porn and 1 count of sharing the child porn. His bond is $2.5 million.
2.5 mil.
He would, while he's wearing this child porn, and you can't make this stuff up, wear women's underwear. Did you hear me?
I heard you,
He
Sheriff
would
Grady.
wear women's underwear.
Bunch of sickos.
He would dress up for the occasion. And then he would on one occasion, he photoshopped his face over one of the photographs of a child who was providing sex to an adult. He photographed his face in there as being the one receiving the sex. This guy is extra nuts.
Oh, he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. What you're looking at right now is crocodile bait. That's what that is. Crocodile bait.
Then there's Tyreek Latin.
No, Tyreek.
He's unemployed. He lives with his mom, his grandma, and his aunt. And he's charged with 197 counts of child porn and 1 count of transmission. He confessed.
No, Taramika.
He would
Oh, boy.
look at porn because he didn't have a job. He had opportunities to look at it every day. And this is what he told us during his confession. That he was saving the child porn so he could turn it over to law enforcement. You know, like he was doing his own investigation. He didn't look like Dick Tracy to me.
Oh, he ain't Dick Tracy to me either.
And he was trading child porn. And then he said, well, the reason I was trading child porn was so I could raise awareness. He didn't look like Dr. Thomas to me.
Sure don't, Sheriff Grady.
This guy actually told us that.
Idiot. He's an idiot. He's crocodile bait.
He has that
Crocodile
story
bait.
for the jury. And if the jury sees it the way we do, he'll get to go to state prison with the rest of his buddies. And then there's Luigi.
Oh, Lugene.
Luigi is
Luigi.
hotel housekeeping manager at Lake Buena Vista. Oh, he was. Thank you, Hilton, for firing him. He was in possession of 148 counts of child porn, and we charged him with 12 counts of sharing this child porn. His bond was set at $426,000. Now, not only did he like child porn, he liked graddy porn and trans porn. So he was an equal opportunity offender.
Crocodile bait. Crocodile bait. Hey, this guy liked kid porn and granny porn. And probably bestiality porn. Bunch of sickos in my country. Idiots. I'm with you, Sheriff Grady Judd. Crocodile bait is what you people are looking at.
Whether you were an infant or a granny or anyone in any porn was good enough for him.
Bunch of sickos.
Now, I'm not going to go through the others. That it's a rendition, quite frankly, of the things that you just heard. But for a minute, let me change gears here. Let me tell you that all together in this operation, we filed 2,777 criminal felony charges
Wow.
against this group of people.
16 of them.
I want to thank State Attorney Brian Haas, who's simply the very best, and our prosecutor that worked with us as he always has, and Brad Hopley is just absolutely fantastic. And he is not only the expert in prosecuting these cases, he also directs and gives us legal advice as we conduct the investigations. So we go to Harrison Egbert's house.
Harrison.
Egbert.
Nice knowing you, but no, you're crocodile bait.
Whereby we were charging him with 1,000 counts of child pornography. He said he was a hoarder of child pornography. He liked to keep it around. In fact, we only charged him with 1,000 counts. I'll be specific, 999 counts, because the computer systems aren't set up to take 1,000 criminal charges on one person. But we have 3,000 more photographs and videos that he has. So if what I'm about to tell you doesn't get him in prison for about 18 life felonies or 18 different life terms, nothing will. He was a U.S. Marine veteran.
Marine veteran. There goes his pension. And now he's become crocodile bait.
He worked for Lead Feathers in their custom shop as an armorer. Lead Feathers is a very popular gun store in the Winter Haven area with a great reputation. But little did they know, they had a deviant and a pervert as an armorer who worked in their custom shop. But during the investigation, part of the interview circles around, do you know child victims? And during the interview, he admitted that he was a hands-on offender, that he had created child porn with 2 children he had access to. Those children, at the time he created this child porn, were 5 years old and 3 years old.
Crocodile bait.
And he did this after he got them into a shower. And then Egbert told us about a friend of his, David Levin Jr.
David. Pretty boy.
Levin
Crocodile
Jr.
bait.
is a contractor. He installs audio, video equipment, and apparently Department of Transportation requires some kind of certifications on trucks. So he didn't work for DOT, he would work for different trucking companies, certifying that their trucks were eligible to drive on. He's married, this gets complicated, to Ivanette Leon, who's 30.
Ivanette.
I'll get back to her in a minute. She's not out of the box either. So he said, Egbert tells us that he and his friend both have sexually battered a little girl that they found access to, who was between 6 and 8 years of age. A female. On multiple occasions when she was as young as 6. Over a 2-year period. We found videos of their sexual conduct. Now keep in mind, when they created this child porn and they sent it out, these children will be victimized for the rest of their lives. There's no way to wipe it and get it off of the internet. And I can tell you, our big internet companies that created this infrastructure could stop it.
They sure could.
Because they're greedy. You see, money is more important to them than the fact that children have been victimized.
The internet. The internet. Yep. They could stop it if they want. They could take everything down. They could stop and track all these people they don't want to. Why? Because they make big money on it. This ain't just a normal Joe on a dating site or watching porn. These people are making money off of children, young. The one said he had sexual encounters with a 6-month-old baby. They don't know how to stop. They just keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. They made a living out of it. Crocodile bait. Sheriff Grady Judd, all of them, all 16 of them, crocodile bait. Why spend our money paying for these people in prisons? Why are we paying for these people's pension, their military pension, when these guys took a sworn oath to protect and serve the people of the United States and our children? And here they are. All these people, they're all ex-military. These are some sick. We got problems in this country. They're all crocodile bait.
So as they had sex with these children they had access to, we recovered a text message between Egbert and Laban, where they were texting each other. Things such about how wonderful the sex was and how they planned to do it again, and the different maturations they planned during the sexual encounter, and who all they wanted to try to locate or attract or groom into the business. We saw a lot of bravado, a lot of bragging, a lot of teamwork. We found a video of one of these guys sexually battering a child and taking a video, while the other man, Laban, also videoed it from a different perspective while creating a pleasurable experience for himself. You can't make this stuff up.
Oh, no, you can't make it up, Sheriff Grady Judd. And I hope to God my daughter is okay. My daughter's.
Adults attacking a little girl.
I hear you, sir. Gator bait. All of them. All 16. No, we ain't spending money to keep these guys in prison. Gator bait.
They admitted during this event and talked about future engagements.
No future for these guys.
Sex with young children.
Yeah, these are the people we want
Then
off our earth.
Exchanged all the video. And then there's Ivanette. Ivanette is married to Laban. She was charged with tampering with a victim, which is a life felony, and contributing to the dependency of a victim, and she was arrested. And they let her bond out of jail. That's right. Well, we had other charges pending, and we went back yesterday and rearrested her for accessory after the fact. She only cared for Lavin. She didn't care for this child that they gained access to at all. In fact, she pressed that child that they had access to, that they gained access to, and groomed them and coached this baby never to say a word. Did you hear that? Did you hear what she did?
Yes, sir, I did. Oh, yes, sir.
To allow this environment to continue to go on.
Not no more gator bait. Gator bait, Florida.
You seriously posting?
Gator bait. Sorry, boys. Gator bait.
We found the child. The child was an emotional wreck. Was not going to talk at all. But made some statements and admissions to us, and with the appropriate care, will talk to us again later. The child was totally devastated. So during all of this, we ran into Sharon Speller. Now, many people from Winter Haven should recognize Sharon Speller. You see, she owned a daycare where about 40 children attended.
Oh, boy.
Clubhouse Learning Center. Now, parents, I want to have a news flash here. The 40 of you that were taking your child to the Kids Clubhouse Learning Center on Cypress Gardens Road to the daycare, you were taking them to an unlicensed daycare center. She didn't have the authority to run a daycare center. She didn't have a license to run a daycare center.
Probably a front. So they can get kids to molest them and do porns with them and stuff. Gator bait. All of them. Sorry, people, but the gator got their granny. And these people.
You were taking your children there. Well, that's where we located one of our victims. And when we located Mom went with the detectives to pick up the victim. And guess what? We told Sharon Speller, there is a criminal investigation underway. Do not say anything to anybody. But she did. She not only ran an illegal center, but as soon as we left, she started telling those she knew, which got back to the principles of this investigation. And guess what? As a result of that,
What?
old David Lavin ran and hid when the word got back to him, because the owner of the daycare center where one of the victims attended put the word out so David would hear it.
David.
DCF and the sheriff's office has
What a
shut
tangle
down
web you have woven for yourself.
Now, I want to underscore at this early stage of the investigation, we have no information, zero, that any of the other children were sexually abused. But if I was a parent, I'd be asking questions of my child. I would be concerned. And parents, let me give you just like a piece of free advice here. Do you not check out and ensure that the daycare centers watching your babies are licensed, are certified, are trained, are legal? If you don't, I would suggest you start doing that.
Yeah, I would too. But boy, we live in a country with a bunch of idiots. So I'm with you, Grady Judd. All these people, gator bait. I'm sorry, I didn't see nothing. A giant gator came out of the water and ate all 16 of them. Sorry, I didn't see nothing.
Because you put your children in the hands of somebody who was willing to tell the suspects that an investigation was underway. I've got pages of stuff here, and I'm trying to decide what I can say. So, when we were talking to our one victim, our little girl, she said, if I talk, I won't get the cell phone they promised me. We programmed this child not to talk. Our heart breaks for these babies, these children. But once again, I'm going to introduce to you the subject matter expert, Dr. Marianne Thompson, for her to make statements about the hope and the opportunity.
I am Dr. Marianne Thompson. I work for One More Child in the Anti-Trafficking Department. And what we do is we provide services to boys and girls as young as 10 years old who have been trafficked. Unfortunately, what you eat, that's a lot, and that's very young. But it takes a lot of work, right? First, it takes somebody who's... Thank you.
There's the 16. The gator bait 16. Any one of them people that have any kind of military backing, any kind of military pension, anything is now gone. Everything nope, gone. No more free loans. Here you go, you're a veteran, you walk in. No more nothing. Your next vacancy will be the inside of a gator's belly. Now, I know what you're all saying. Johnny, you're just trying to scare them. Oh, no. Oh, no. Gator bait. All of them. And you know what? Sheriff Grady Judd's going to say, I didn't see nothing, Johnny. I didn't see nothing. I didn't think so either, Mr. Grady Judd. I didn't see nothing myself, sir. I seen a giant gator come out of the water and eat all 16 of these people at one time. And then it went back into the swamps. It even looked like maybe Brian Laundrie was hanging out the side of his mouth. I don't know, but gator bait, all of them, gator bait. This just happened. This was just put out the other day. A couple days ago. Gator bait. Anybody else out there? I didn't think so, but just checking. They're all gator bait. I hope my kids are okay. That's all I could say. Hope my kids are okay. Gator bait, all of them. All 16. The gator bait 16. That's what I'm calling them. The gator bait 16. Told you, we're living in a country of a bunch of sickos. These people actually make a living out of doing this to kids, kidnapping, drugs, you name it. The gator bait 16. Get a good look. Get a good look at them all. No, paying no military pensions to any of these people. The Gator Bait 16. That's what we're calling them. Nah. Smell that? That's the smell of victory. Nah. And be on the lookout out there, you sickos. Because believe me, we got enough gators. We got enough gators in the swamp that'll just feed. It'll be a feeding frenzy. Gator bait. Well, I'm backing Sheriff Grady Judd all the way. I didn't see nothing. All I seen was a giant gator come out of the Everglades out there in Florida. Grabbed 16 people at one time and gone right back into the water. I don't know what to tell you. Sickos. Bunch of sickos. Gangs, drugs, mafias, all this stuff. Bunch of crazies. Well, I'm drinking my nighttime tea. Man, I think I'm going to get some sleep. Now, you folks have a great night. Keep an eye on your kids. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. The world is not as safe as these people actually think it is. This was a giant ring of sex people that had sex with a 6-month-old or 3-month-old baby. You know, it didn't stop there. You know, it went on to, well, little tiny kids, and they had a daycare. It was probably just a feeding frenzy for these Gator Bait 16 people. That's what we're calling these people. The Gator Bait 16. Yep. Most of these guys are ex-military. And that's where we don't have to pay their pensions no more. Sorry. See, and I know what they're going to say. You can't do that. I served for this country. Yeah, read the fine print, you idiots. You took a vow to protect and serve. Even though your service is over with, you're still paid by the United States government with pensions and all kinds of stuff. Free loans and all that stuff is going to stop. We're not spending our money on these people. We don't give a crap what happens to them. We don't give a crap what happens to these people. The gator got their granny. We keep this up, catching these guys, and we find out they got military backing and pensions coming and all this and that, and free health care and free loans and all that. That's going to save us billions. Billions. We keep catching these guys. See, and I know what some of these guys said when they got picked up. Take a guess what the first thing out of their mouths were. You can't do this to us. We served for this country. Now, I got one thing to say to you people. That ain't working no more. And if it was up to me, I'd pull all their pensions, everything they got coming to them from this government, or any even society, citizen stuff. No more. No. No. Take a good look at them, folks. The Gator Bait 16. You heard me right. Gator. Well, I'm backing Sheriff Grady all the way on this one. All the way. Who is that? It's nobody. It's a shadow in a tree. Who's this? Who's that? We don't know. We don't care.
Hey, what's up? It's River here. Hey, I'm
All right, let's check out this video.
About the Gabby Petito
video.
Case. I'm not diving into it, but I have paid attention to it. But I'm not spending a bunch of time, researching it. Between Highland Community College and the Don Lewis case, I have my hands full. But I do want to talk about some disturbing things that are coming out of the video that was on YouTube. The video on YouTube is really good. There's some good information in it. But someone posted on Twitter that it looks like there's a person digging in the field, and they have this blurry video footage where they slow it down and they zoom in, and it looks like there could be someone out there. Now, the video was shot, and I'll show part of the video. It's posted on a YouTube channel. I'll put the link in the description below. But the video is in 1080 HD. You can see everything clearly in the video. You can pause it, you can screenshot it, you can zoom in on these things, and you can clearly see what's out there. Now, I want you to look at some of the responses to this video on Twitter. Now, most people are, no, that's not what it is. Someone says, this is weird. I don't know about digging, but it looks out of the ordinary. Then someone says, sure does. Has anyone sent this to the FBI? Wow. Now, I can tell you from firsthand experience from running the Don Lewis tip line, you get tons of calls, anything and everything. People will just start calling, and it wastes so much time. If you don't have firsthand information.
No, I went over the video that this guy is talking about in slow motion. You do see something out there, but I don't think it's people. And I think what they're seeing on the other side is a reflection of the sun. Because I thought I seen somebody too, but when you slow it down and you look at the video, you can see, I think it's right there is what they're talking about. It's the sun reflection from the sun hitting the tree. That's what I thought. I didn't think you could see.
This is the original video off the Red, White, and Bethune channel. It's going to waste so much time and resources because people are going to call, they're going to email, and these people that are running these lines are going to.
Now, you see this white over here? It's actually the sun hitting the tree, and it's lightening up the tree. So it looks like there's someone standing there. But when I slowed down the video, you could see there ain't nobody there. Now, I did see something in the back that I was looking at, but as they get up on it, what you're seeing is right here. Someone says, there's someone right here. No, that is, you can see it's a tree, and that's the sun coming through the trees, and it's hitting the trunk of the tree, and it's lighting up the bottom of the tree like there's someone there.
This is from August 27th.
But it ain't.
This is in 1080 HD. You can see it's a clear video.
The door shuts on the van.
Arrow up on the screen where right over here on the left is where this thing pops in. And what it looks like is there's a field out there that has.
There is a field out there, and there's a small creek that runs off of the other creek. And it kind of hooks around, and that's what they're seeing out there is that creek, that little indent where it's like a creek or something, or possibly a tire track or something. And I looked at it, and I couldn't see anybody out there. I mean, that's 200 feet where they found Gabby's van and then they found her body. It was a good 150 to 200 feet, if not further away.
It's been
So it's going to be hard to see
you know,
anybody.
with just one. I don't know what they're called. They stick the one spike in the ground and drag it behind. That's what it looks like out there. I'm going to play the video again. I'm going to zoom in on that area so everyone can see there's not anyone out there digging.
No, there
are
ain't.
some
I
things in the
looked.
video,
I
though,
didn't
that
see
we
anybody.
can zoom in on, and there are some clues. Now, in this part, I've taken the right side of the video out, so we're just on the left, so there's less to look at. And I'm not going to do the arrow this time. You kind of know where to look. It's right after this little bunch of trees. There's a little skip in the video. I'm not doing that. That's how it's posted. All right, right here on the left, right over there, you can see there's something out there. And then that red arrow, that's what the YouTubers put on there. But I'm going to show you some things, and I don't know if anyone's caught it yet, but there's some sandals behind the van. You can clearly see there's sandals behind the van, which
Yes,
to
them are
me
Gabby's
means
sandals.
they're probably inside the van, because if you're out camping, you don't wear your shoes inside your tent or and leave them right outside the back. So they're probably in that van. I'll see if they're the same. But let me go to the part where I'll just do this video one more time, and I'm going to stop it where the person on Twitter says it looks like there's someone out there in the field. I want to debunk that first, because I think that's very dangerous to put out there. Matter of fact, I saw it and I thought, I'm just going to make a video because this is so frustrating for people to do things like this. So let me pause this here. Yeah, I'm not going to pause. What I'm going to do is play it in super slow-mo. Hopefully the definition shows up on your end. I'll upload it as high as I can. But look over here on the left, and I'll zoom in just a bit when we get to the part. But you'll clearly see it's not a person. It looks like something's been tilled up or dragged or just something. But here it comes right here. I zoom in a little bit. You can see it.
There it is right here. If you can see my pointer, it's almost like a small creek or something coming off of the big creek out there in the field, or maybe there was a truck out there or something, or
It's just where it's dark dirt, and it could be anything, but it's not a person. Definitely not a person.
No, I don't think it's a person either. For one, it's way too far to even determine. If there's people out there saying we've seen somebody out in the field digging, well, where the body was found and where the van is, there's hundreds of feet, and I didn't see nobody out there. I slowed it down I don't know how many times.
Let me get back to the regular.
Now, see, I could see over here, and I could see it don't look like. I don't think either the killing didn't happen yet, or it already happened, and someone was in the van who shut the door.
I'm going to zoom in on the back of the van where these flip-flops are. Right.
There's the flip-flops. There's the book. And then it looks like a pistol or something laying on top of the book. I've seen this video a while ago, but a different version. The original video. And there is slippers there, and there is a book, and could have been a journal, could have been a book Brian was reading, Satan and Beelzebub's The Ways of the Dark Force or something. Who knows?
Here, stand by. So I'll put some.
Yep. There's the slippers. Well, not slippers, flip-flops. And them ain't Brian's, them are Gabby's. somebody's. Brian's were black on the bottom. And there is, looks like some kind of a book. And to me, it looks like it's not a hardcover book. It looks like something like maybe a paper or something. Does look like maybe a pistol on top of it, laying on top of it, maybe, or some kind of a.
Circles up there so you can see. There's definitely a pair of flip-flops on the bottom of the screen there where the first circle was. And then there is another set of, I can't tell if those are flip-flops or some other type of shoes, but there is something else up there above. And that would make sense because you are going to leave your shoes outside when you.
Them ain't flip flops. That's a book. Why? Because the edges are square. Flip flops ain't squared off. That's a perfect square or rectangle or whatever they call it. The shape of a book or some kind of a magazine or something.
Camping, or if you're climbing into the back of your van and your bed is in the very back. You don't want to bring in your dirty shoes into the bed. So, that makes total sense. That doesn't mean anything happened there. It just means that they're probably inside the van. And you can actually see, I'll play this back again. You can see a little bit clearer when it's a full video. You can see the shoes there. There you see them right there, back and to the left. Once again, back and to the left. I know some of you are going to know what I'm referencing there.
Back and to the left. You guys remember the Friends, or not Friends, the Seinfeld episode where Kramer gets spit on by the baseball player, and it came from the side and to the left.
Couldn't help it. All right, I do want to show you something that I did find interesting when I watched this video. Is over on the right. I'll play it a couple of times. I thought I saw someone standing behind a tree over there. It looked like I could see a white shirt and someone hiding behind the tree. Before I go too much further, I've been on.
That don't look like that. Looks like the sunlight is hitting the tree and it's lighting it up.
And Sapper
right here. That's what he's talking about right here. And I looked at that too, and I don't think it's anybody. Why? Because you can see the thickness of the tree, and you can see where the light is hitting it.
Pop actually had tagged me in a post asking me if I knew about these sandals and had a picture of them. So other people have caught the sandals, so that's good to know. If you go on Twitter and Reddit, you'll find tons of information. If you're not on my social media, people are finding these clues, so that's great. Now let me get back to this video. All right, I'm going to crop it a little bit. We're going to look at the right. I'm going to pop an arrow up here in a second, because over on the right, you see a tree on the far right of the screen. There's something white there. When I watched it in real time, I thought that was someone standing behind the tree with a white shirt on, and their legs are hidden, their head is hidden, the tree's at an angle, so their shirt kind of would be sticking out unless they were leaning over behind the tree. My thought was, why would someone be hiding out there? If someone's out walking around out there, they have a van across, why would they be hiding?
That's not a person hiding. That is a reflection of the sun coming through the trees, and it's hitting on the side of the tree. I already looked at it 50 times. I thought the same thing. Is it possible someone was hiding behind the tree? And that is not, there's nobody hiding behind that tree. It is the sunlight coming through the trees. And it just poked through enough to hit that tree, and it lit that tree up. And it looks like someone's standing there, but it's not. You can see in the shadows that the sun is coming through this way and it's casting shadows onto Gabby's van. And that means the sun was coming through them pine trees, and that's what them are, pine trees. And it broke through a spot and it hit that tree, that trunk of the tree, and it lit it up, made it look like someone was standing there, but there is nobody standing there. Nobody. It is the sunlight hitting the
Many
tree.
reasons to hide, I guess, if you're up to something. However, after I zoomed in, it looks like there's some kind of growth on the tree or the
Exactly. It's something hitting the tree. The light is casting on that side of the tree. And it looks like someone's with a white shirt there, but it's really not.
bark is missing or something is causing that discoloration. I don't know how it's coming across on YouTube, but I have some really nice monitors here and I'm looking at it in 1080 HD. And it does not look like a shirt or an arm or anything like that. So, I could have made a fuzzy video and said, hey, there's someone standing behind the tree over here. And people would have shared it. And the video that the people posted from Red, White, and Bethune, tell them I sent you there. Make sure you check out my amazing collection of information. And
Yeah, I went through that video, I don't know, 50 times in slow motion, stopped it, hit pause, let it run, pause, backed it up. I don't see nobody in the field, and I didn't see any campers on the right side. The only camper I seen that was on the right side of this video was the very first camper. When they pull in, there's a big giant brown custom camper, and that was the only camper or campers on the right side of the road, and there was nobody standing behind that tree. I thought the same thing when I seen the original footage that them people put out the first day I went through it in slow motion and just running a little bit,
subscribe yet, subscribe.
running just a little bit, stopping, looking, scanning. The whole thing, blew it up on my big screen to see,
When you're
just running through it real fast, stopping it, looking to see if there's anything to catch anybody maybe trying to duck behind a tree,
dirt,
duck behind a bush, anything. And I'm not seeing nothing.
want to bring that into your bedding. Most bands of
Yeah, I didn't see anything, so. All right, it's 2:00 in the morning. I'm cutting this, cut and dry. Sheriff Grady Judd, great job out there in Florida. You got 16 gator baits out there. And slowly but surely, the Gabby Petito case is coming along. And we'll see. And now these photos here, people were saying these are sonograms of the baby that they were going to have. Bull crap. That marks the campsite. That tells you this is campsite 25 or campsite 100 or whatever, And this is probably a Smoky Bear thing or something. Put your fires out, or a photo of the campground saying you're here at this area. All right, folks. You folks have a great night. Be safe. Keep an eye on everybody. And there you go. Sheriff Grady Judd. Great job getting them idiots off of the streets. And if the Pentagon's listening or FBI right now, you pull them boys' pension. Any military or any free loans or anything they get free, no more. Really, you really got to send a message out to the world. You know. Hey, if they want to lose their pensions, you know, that's up to them. But now you folks have a good night and be safe. And I'll talk to you guys later.